on Geek Devotions, we're talking about Spider-Man and Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and passing on of a legacy and the proper way of doing it. Hello, Devoted Geeks. Welcome to Geek Devotions, a show from Devoted Geeks who are devoted to letting you know that you're loved. I'm Dallas. I'm so glad you hit the play button today. If you're new to our show, we take geek pop culture items like movies, video games, comic books, and we use them to let people know that they're loved. So if you do not watch past this moment right here, right now, know this. We love you. We care about you. There is a plan and a purpose for your life. Do not give up. Guys, I'm excited because it is officially Geekmas 2021 here at Geek Devotions. If you've been here with us for a while, you know that every year during Christmas, we do something a little bit different. And this year, we're putting a little focus on Spider-Man. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is a very Spidey Christmas here at Geek Devotions, where all month long, all of our episodes are going to be based off of Spider-Man in some fashion, from our devotions to some of our articles. It's going to be a fun time. Today's episode, though, we were just inspired by our last stream on Twitch. I was playing Marvel's Miles Morales, and it was a fun game. It's fantastic. Love the mechanics. I might do a review on it later. But while we were playing, an interesting conversation took place in our chat on Twitch. And that's simply this. Why Miles? Like, why name him Spider-Man? Why is Peter training him? And there was even a conversation about the fact that, Miles is being trained by Peter Parker. And Peter's like, he's going through all this stuff and he's teaching him all these things. He's left little things around the city for you to do special training. And somebody's like, well, but Peter didn't need the training. So clearly he's not the better Spider-Man. But we forget though, that Peter had his own struggles. Peter went through some terrible things on his own, and all he's doing is he's helping young Miles. One of the people in the chat made a great point about he's helping him to get past his personal struggles so Miles can go on to do greater things. Literally, he's saying that Peter's ceiling rather, is going to be Miles's floor. So he can go on to be a better, but yet different Spider-Man. But where does this inspiration come from? Well, rooted inside of Peter himself is the desire to show people something greater, to do something better with their own selves. Why? Because he got that from his own aunt. In the first game, Marvel's Spider-Man, there's a scene where Peter is talking to his Aunt May, trying to distract her because they're about to do a celebration for her. And he says very clearly, look, you have influenced me in a real way. Your kindness, you were there for me. You spoke life to me, all these things, and it's changed me. It's challenged me. I am who I am today because of you. Aunt May, passed some great things down to him. And as a return, he's passing some stuff down to Miles. And it's not just Peter and Aunt May who have challenged and influenced him. Some of the stuff is rooted back even to his own family. Miles comes from a really great family. His father was a police officer. His mother works in politics, but she's like one of those individuals who are like, she's really pure. She's really honestly trying to make a difference in her community. And these are things that have influenced him and given him a sense of justice and righteousness and responsibility going, I need to be different. I need to make a change. This is the legacy that Miles carries. It's not just Spider-Man, but of his father and his mother. And these are things that are passed down to him. And all that's happened is Peter has seen Miles and says, I see something special in you. And I want to help you to grow that. I want to help you to become better, stronger. I want you to become a better Spider than me. What I love even more about Miles is that he's different from Peter. His power levels, his power stuff it's similar. He does the sticky thing. He does the spider senses, but his spider senses aren't even as strong as Peter's. But he does have different things that Peter doesn't have. He goes invisible. He has this bioelectrical shock punch thing. He's different, but similar at the same time. And there's a lot of great leadership principles within the story of Miles and Peter here that I want to share with you guys just really quickly. I want us to look at the example of the Apostle Paul and Timothy. We see them in the scriptures where Paul is looking at Timothy almost as a spiritual son. And the first thing I want to point out the fact is that he's not going on like he's been the greatest thing in Timothy's life. He recognizes that Timothy's faith, where Timothy's at, first started with his mother and his grandmother who spoke life to him, who showed him the faith, and started his training at first at home. And that's the first real big thing I want to encourage you guys. So if you want to raise up a better generation, we need to be a better generation today to pass that on. It starts in the home. Moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa. Speak life to that next generation. Show them the truth. Show them what it means to be a true follower of Christ. Show them what it means to be someone who really shows the love of Jesus to other individuals, to see others before themselves. It has to happen in the home. Before Paul ever showed up on the scene, Timothy's mom and grandma were the greatest teachers he could ever have hoped for. Miles was great not because of Peter. He was great because he had great parents who spoke life and challenged him and set him up for a win. And we have to do that for this next generation. But then comes Paul. And Paul does see some things. He recognizes some things. He says, let me take your training a step further. Let me help you become what you need to be. We see Timothy traveling with Paul all throughout the book of Acts. And then we see Paul later going, hey, do your own thing. Go on. This is you. I'm proud of you. I'll put you in charge of this place. I'm here for you. I may send you some encouragement. I'm going to challenge you a little bit. I'm going to send you some information about how to walk through situations. But this is you, man. Walk this out. We have to do the same thing with the next generation. We have to see people and recognize that God is doing something in our lives, recognize the anointing, and it may look similar to us and what we do. And we need to nurture those things and grow them. At the same time, we need to recognize the individual aspects of them and help them to become what God's called them to be. God hasn't called other people to be you. You're one of a kind. You have your own thing that you need to be. But you are called to help the next generation become what they're supposed to be. Like I said earlier, one of the greatest things that Peter did was not to teach Miles to be the next Peter Parker Spider-Man, but to help him to grow into Miles Morales Spider-Man, to nurture what's there and help him to grow in what is uniquely his. My challenge for you guys is simply this. Look to the next generation. Look to your sons, your daughters, your nieces, your nephews, your grandsons, your granddaughters, and speak life into them young. Help them to see things differently. Show them the gospel. Show them hope. Show them how to love people in spirit and in truth. How to love the Lord in spirit and in truth. Show them how to be a real Christian. And then on top of that, my challenge is to look out beyond yourself. Find those individuals that you see that God's anointing is on them and help them to grow. Maybe they're in the same realm as you and there's some things that are very similar to you. Nurture that. Grow that. Encourage them. But then encourage them to be their own too. Help them to grow and become their own thing. Let me give you guys an example of that real quick. Several times over the years, Celeste and I have had the opportunity to teach a class about how to do ministry in the digital space and to reach out to people doing specialized ministries. That's what Geek Devotions is. It's a specialized ministry. We minister to geek culture using geek language. And we taught this class and we invited these classes to take over Geek Devotions for a month. However, we make sure to let them know we're not doing this because we want you guys to be geeky too. Because some people, believe me, they were not geeky at all. You should have seen the eyes on one person when I said, hey, you're gonna do a whole devotion on anime. And they're all like, Anna what? Yeah, it was funny. But what we tell them is like, we're bringing you guys along to see a different way of doing ministry. But where you're at, God's called you to minister to. God's called you to speak to people in specific situations and places. So we're just giving you tools for you to do ministry wherever you're at. And it was cool. Some of those people they've done that. They've grown and they've learned to do things and see things in a different way. You need to do that. You need to help teach people how to do ministry and how to do life, how to see things a little bit differently for where they're at so they can operate where they're at. Well, guys, that was your devotion for the day. I hope it's encouraged you. Hope it's challenged you a bit. I really do want to encourage you. Reach out and do something. Let people know they're loved and let people know that they're cared for and challenge them to be not just a better version of you, but a better version of who God's called them to be. For your question of the week, simply this: what's your favorite spider? Let me know. And I say spider, I'm not talking about real creepy crawler things. I mean Spider-Man. You know, you have tons of them out there. You have Noir Spider-Man, you have Punk Spider-Man, you have Scarlet Spider, you have the other Scarlet Spider, you have Miles Morales, you have the Spider Women that are out there, you have Spider Gwen, several out there. Leave a comment down below, let me know, and let me know why. My personal favorite, the original Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly. He's my jam. I might tell you guys later in an article. I don't know, we'll see. I do want to invite you guys to be part of all the things that take place here at Geek Devotions, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just look for Geek Devotions on these social media platforms. And also don't forget to check out our Twitch streams on Tuesdays where we're doing a play and pray, and on Facebook we're doing a Bible study. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of growth, and it's really important because these are community moments. These are moments for us to grow together as a community. Also, I want to say a very special thank you to all of our patrons. You see them on the screen right here. Thanks to them, we're able to do what we do. Thanks to them, we're able to get the stuff that we need. We're able to pay for our website and our podcast hosting service and other utensils and things that we need to create these devotions for you guys on a weekly basis. You guys are rock stars, and we appreciate you. And if you want to become one of these amazing Patreon geeks, go to our website, geekdevotions.com, click our support page where you can find a way to become either a regular monthly donor or you can give a one-time gift. Speaking of giving, I do want to do this. I'm going to wipe away the screen. Here's the deal. It's Christmas season. It's all about, hey, give me. That's cool. I get that. I love giving gifts. I love getting gifts. I really do. That's kind of one of my love languages, is getting gifts. But here's something I want you guys to do. Do me a favor. While I love for you guys to support us here at Geek Devotions, there are some amazing ministries and some amazing individuals out there who are doing some fantastic stuff that I want you guys to consider reaching out to, and maybe if you want to, supporting them. You see a list on the screen right here to the side of me. These are some people that I love, that I care about, that I pray for on a regular basis. And I want to encourage you, if you are, you're in the mood for giving this season, maybe even just a one-time gift, check these guys out, because every one of them do some amazing things in a little bit different way and letting people know they're loved and they're cared for. So check them out. Well, guys, that's it. I got to let the time run for a little bit for the end card so you guys can see that you can click on some buttons over here to subscribe to our channel, or maybe go check out another video here on Geek Devotions, or check out our Patreon pages. There's a button right down there for you guys. Maybe it's over here. I can't remember how the screen's set up now. This is burning time. For reals, guys, make sure you check out all of our social media content, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Geek Devotions, be part of the community. Why? That's what it's about. Geek Devotions is about community, so come be part of it. Until next time, stay devoted. Peace and love.